I often felt like an outsider to my own culture, to my own people. I am Hmong American, and as much as I don't really like talking about being Hmong, nor I don't really know much about my Hmong culture, I often felt very, very embarrassed and honestly uncomfortable whenever somebody brought up, "Hey, what's your race? Hey, what's your ethnicity?" I don't know. Don't talk to me. But like, I often grew up very, very ashamed of who I am when I was a kid. K-pop Demon Hunters was not out when I was a child. I didn't have any Asian representation growing up. The only Asian representation that I had was Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, Bruce Lee, and it's just like a lot of these people weren't Hmong nor a woman. Not like I'm just saying those are like the ones on my top of my head. I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm around other Asians, like Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, I often felt very, very dirty. If I don't know that okay, dirty as like I felt like I was not good. I was not worthy of being in the presence, even if I was at like a store and they're buying something and I'm buying something. I don't know why, but I have like this feeling of I'm not accepted. And I think it stems from my childhood. I grew up in Wisconsin, so there's a lot of Hmong people there, but I never really grew up with other Hmong people besides my family. Because I didn't have my own community, I often felt like an outsider. I often felt alone, understanding, my culture. And not only alone, but I felt rejected by my own people. And I think that's why sometimes when I'm around other Asian people today, I feel I feel rejected. I feel awkward. I feel like, am I Asian enough? Am I, even though, what, okay, Asian enough? But like, I often like question like my identity and question myself because I don't really know my culture. Whenever I'm around other Asian people, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I have to step up. I have to be better or show what's up. Like they're not they're not competing. Like we're not competing. We're not throwing hands. But throwing hands. Oh my god, that's so old. It's like I don't want to embrace who I am because I don't really know who I am. Why was I so afraid to embrace my culture, to embrace who I am? Because obviously, regardless of how much I change my facials, I will always be Hmong American. I will always be Asian. And oh, off topic, but I was watching a movie trailer where an Asian girl is going like it was like a twist on being like the substance, but where the Asian girl was convinced that she was white, and basically she got the surgery. She does become white. I think it has McKenna Grace, the girl that you always see. Like, I think she was on. I think she was in Scream 7. I think she was also in uh I don't know, but I low-key was watching the trailer. I'm like, yeah, that was me because all of my life I didn't really feel comfortable with my face, with how I looked because oh my god. they would literally be like, Asian people are so ugly. Asian people didn't, didn't look like the Kardashians or didn't really fit the Western type. And as much as we tried, we failed because honestly, now everyone wants to look Korean. Everyone, I don't want to live in this constant state of fear, constant state of always wanting to be better than other Asians and Asians having to be put against each other. I don't want that because in this life, we should all strive for community, for more love, for more support from everyone. And this is just my Asian experience. This is my Asian experience. Yeah, it's a lot. I didn't really have one, to be honest, because looking back, I was very, very white. Never really had Asian. I never really had any Asian friends. So I'm kind of living my Asian experience through myself, to be honest. And growing up, I never really found Asian men attractive until I got into BTS, and not only BTS but K-pop, got seven, all the handsome, sexy men out there. Mm, 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 mm. I'm telling you, that woke up my sexuality. Ew. I'm telling you, I was never really attracted to Asian men because they always pin Asian men as short, very thin, very nerdy. My type. Thanks to K-pop. Is this like a sponsored for K-pop? It's not. We came a long way of being hated as us Asians. I don't think we were really hated, but being really misunderstood to now being loved and embraced. Literally everywhere I go, there's Korean, a Korean restaurant, boba. There's Korean skincare, Korean beauty. Even though I'm not Korean myself, it is just good to see that us Asians are getting the recognition that we deserve. Not gonna lie, I low-key was like, I'm so thankful I was Asian. Bliss. I was like that. I was like, I'm bliss because I'm Asian. Like when K-pop was a thing, I'm like, yeah, I'm Asian. I'm proud. Asian and proud. My younger me is looking at me now like, wow, she a baddie. She an ABG. Like I'm telling you, I am an ABG. I am an ABG as much as I don't want to admit. I got tattoos for days. That's not all hunty. But yeah, we may not be perfect. We may be rejected by our own people. We may not know who we are, but we should still love ourselves because we deserve that love as well. No one in the world is going to accept you but you. And I had to learn that the hard way because no one's going to love me. No one's going to find me attractive. No one's going to think of me anything if as long as I'm grounded in myself. And I think I'm learning how to be more grounded in myself. And it's a journey. It's okay that if you've been rejecting yourself, that's okay. But what's not okay is continuing to do it, to continue to hurt yourself, to harm yourself. That's not okay. I just want to close off that if you ever have felt rejected or just felt very alone in your culture, you're not alone because I often feel like that every day. And it's not about how people make it's not about how people make you feel, but it's how you feel about yourself, about how you feel about your culture. I thought for a long time I thought it was about other people making me feel not accepted. But really it was really myself not feeling confident in my identity. As much as we want to ignore ourselves, we can't outrun the truth. Thank you so much for listening to Grow, Glow, and Get Real. I'm your lovely host, Precious, and I'll see you next time, gorgeous. Bye!